Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with my new craft room that I've reorganized and made it easier for me to find things. So right now you're standing outside, or you're looking outside the room, and as you can see I have put my initials on the door, and of course they're in purple. And so let's go inside. Okay, as you open up the door and walk in, didn't mean to bang the door so hard. We're going to start over here to the right. My husband and I went to IKEA in Illinois, and I picked up some of these bi-gel racks to put my punches on. Before I had them all in a drawer, and I had to keep digging through the drawer to find one every time I was looking for a particular punch. So now I have them on a rack, and I've organized them. As you can see, I started off with my Martha Stewart's up at the top here, and then I've got my EK Success ones going along here, and I ran out of room for the Martha Stewart, so I had to stick one of them right there. And then you go down further and you see some more EK Success. And then down on the next row I have some more EK Success, and I have my Stampin' Up punches. And then they go down to the next row all the way to the end. And then as you can see from right here, this is where I do my filming for my cards and my videos when I'm sitting down. And so you see I have my Cricut machine, and I have my mat, and then my Gypsy over here in the corner, and my new Big Shot that I got. And then on top I have another rack that's connected to, that hooks on to the bi-gel racks, and I also purchased that at IKEA, and it's supposed to be a dish rack, but I'm using it to keep my Cuttlebug stamps, Cuttlebugs folders in. And I have them all in a basket, and I have them organized by the name of the folder in each basket. Okay, and then I stuck my boards for using my Big Shot inside there. The other thing that I just actually got over the weekend was I now have the Cricut pens that you can use in your Cricut. And I'm going to be doing a video on how to use those in the upcoming weeks. And then down below is where I keep my Cricut handbooks. I keep them inside this container. So I have one over here, and you can excuse my hand, and then I have another one, sorry if I'm making everybody dizzy, over here. It's also where I keep my Cuttlebug on this little rack here. And then I have my cutting blade, or what's that called? It's slipping my mind right now, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And here are my cartridges. I keep them inside this little container here that flips open. And there are some of my cartridges. And I actually had to buy another one because I picked up some more cartridges this past weekend, and I'll be doing a video on that haul as well. And then I have another container here that has more of the handbooks. So I still can't remember what this is called, and it's funny because I use it all the time. But it'll come to me. Okay, and then also below there I have my Bind It All, which I got 2 years ago as a Christmas present. So I haven't used this but maybe once so far, but I will be using it because I found some nice booklets that I wanted to make for a Christmas present. So I'll be using that along with, I also have the cinch. So I'm going to use both of them. So let's move on. Okay, over here is my new computer desk that I got, and I really like this desk because it's got lots of room. The desk I had previous to this was sort of an L shape, and I didn't have a lot of space and a lot of drawers. So I have my scanner, copier, fax machine up here, and then below the desk, I'm going to get down there, I have my laser printer because I do a lot of printing. And then over to the right is the computer itself. And then I have also a photo printer. So now what I did over here, originally I had all my papers, cardstock, inside this container right here. And it was starting to get full. It was hard for me to get the drawers open. So what I did was I purchased these racks and some folders at Office Depot. So now I have all my cardstock where it's readily available, and I can just pull it out and pick the color that I want. And then below that, this is my 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and then below that is all of my envelopes. And then over on this rack, let me move that out the way, I have my 12 by 12 cardstock that is in the pads, and I just stuck them down inside legal folders. And then I do have another container that has some more cardstock, but it's basically the 4 by 6 cardstock, and I have some in that drawer, and then I have my rub-ons and stickers there, and this is just extra cardstock for just when I need to make something really quick and I want to see if it's going to work out. I use this extra white cardstock here, these strips. And then this is all cardstock and paper that's already been cut up. It's kind of like, it's not my scraps, because I do have a section for my scraps. This is more like where I've cut the 12 by 12 paper in half, and it's ready to go to make another card using the other half of the 12 by 12. And then I have some more pre-made cardstock that's already cut in a size for making a 5 1/4 by 4 1/2, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inch card. It's already cut. And in here I have just some more cardstock that's 3 by 3 or 4 by 6. So, and then in this drawer, this is where I keep all of my cereal boxes that I'm using for when I want to make a mini album and I need some stiff cardboard. I just stuff all that inside there. And in here, this is where I keep all of my iris folding stuff. So I kind of put them in the CD cases. And in this last drawer is the stuff that I use for my bind it all or the cinch. Okay, so, and then above that I have a container that I have all of my ribbons in, and what I did was I put my ribbon in on spools, of some of them anyway. I just wound them on spools because I found it was easier to store them that way by just putting them on the spools. Some of them I haven't put on there yet. That's because it's just ribbon I just bought, so I haven't had a chance to do that. So I hope I'm not making people dizzy. Okay, and then below in this container I have all of my lace and embellishments and fibers. Well, actually this is sorry about that. This is my fibers. So I keep them all in plastic, and I keep them by color, so that when I'm looking for, if I'm working on a tag or an album, I can just pull out the bag that has the right color in it. So that's what I keep in there. So let's move on. Okay, in this container I have all of my charms inside here. So, and I just keep them in this little container here. And then I also, whoops, I'm out of camera frame, sorry about that. I also have this little tub of pearls that I picked up at Michael's, so I keep that. I like that container, so I keep those inside there. So, okay, let's move on. I have another rack up here and another bi-gel rod, and inside there I've stored some of my cutting materials, my X-Acto knife, my rotary cutter, and then I have some fabric marker pens in here, or actually those are my calligraphy pens. Somebody gave me calligraphy pens and a set as a Christmas gift about 4 years ago, and I haven't had a chance to try it yet. So, but there's always time. And then I have my diamond dust on top of there, and my ultra thick embossing powder, and then some of my embossing powder as well on this rack. And then I store my Cricut mats on a hook on this rack. I didn't have room on the other side, which is okay. And on this stand I have stored some of my eyelets in this container, but I actually am going to be moving these out of here because I have another storage container for those. So those are going to be moving. And then here's my container that has all of my bling for my cards. I got one big tub that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. So it's just full of the bling that I put on my cards. So I keep that in there. And let's see, we'll close that up. And then I have another container that holds all of my buttons. So all of my buttons are inside this one container. As you can see, I have quite a few buttons. So I don't think I'll be needing any buttons anytime soon. So, and then on this basket here, I just store some extra containers for when I buy things that don't fit in my bling box or my button box. I got another space to hold things. So they're actually empty jars. And actually what this is an empty jar that had peaches in it. I kind of washed it out and said, oh, this will make a good storage container. And then I have some, in here, I have some lollipop flowers that I haven't fully put together yet for cards. But I made up a few just so I'd have some handy for when I want to put them on a card. And then inside here is just my ribbon and thread that I store to make my, where are they? I have them here someplace. Oh, here they are. It's here. It's to store my flowers that I've been making. And I'm going to also be doing a video on all these flowers that I've made so far, using ribbon and needle and thread. It's a technique I picked up from Arlene, my Butterfly Kisses 12. I've made quite a few of those. And then I also have another container of clear buttons. And what I do with these is, because they're clear, I take the alcohol markers and then I color the buttons. If I don't have the color that I'm looking for in my other button container, I use these and just color them with the alcohol ink markers, whatever color I want.